They said she couldn't have children. Then her human husband changed everything. The stars stretched across the night sky like a sea of diamonds, their light glimmering against the glass dome of the settlement. Inside one of the modest living quarters, Elira sat by the window, her slender fingers absently tracing circles along the sill. She was an Ilari, tall, graceful, with skin that shimmered faintly silver in the light. Her people were known for their wisdom and their long lives, but they carried one deep sorrow, the near extinction of their ability to bear children. Elira had grown up with that truth whispered like a curse. You will live long, but you will never cradle a child of your own. It had shaped her, hollowed her, left her heart aching whenever she saw human mothers in the colony holding their infants close. Now married to David, her human husband with the steady smile and the roughened hands of an engineer, that ache had only sharpened. That evening, David returned home, carrying the scent of engine oil and steel with him. He brushed his dark hair back and smiled at her. "You're staring at the stars again," he said gently. "They don't mock me," Elira replied softly, her voice edged with sorrow. David came closer, crouched before her, and took her hands in his. "Elira," he whispered, "I don't need children to love you. You are my family. But if there's even a chance, we'll find it." She turned her face away, though her heart warmed at his words. "The Ilari womb does not quicken," she murmured. "No healer has ever succeeded." But David's stubbornness was infamous in the colony. He was a man who had once rebuilt a collapsed oxygen converter with nothing but scrap parts. And now he turned that same stubborn fire toward their future, the search for hope. The following months blurred into a journey that tested them both. David insisted on visiting every healer, scientist, and geneticist within travel distance. They crossed barren planets and shining cities, chasing whispers of possibility. Each door seemed to close the same way. "It cannot be done," said one Ilari elder, shaking her head with pity. "Your biology rejects human seed," explained a human doctor in a cold clinical tone. "It's incompatible." With every failure, Elira's hope shrank. She feared watching David's dream die with her. But he never let go of her hand, never let the fire in his eyes dim. Then, in a hidden research station orbiting a blue-green world, they found Dr. Sirain, a geneticist with ideas that bordered on forbidden. She studied them both with piercing eyes. "Nature placed walls between your species," she said. "But walls can be bridged." Her proposal was radical, a fusion of Ilari resilience and human fertility, guided by delicate genetic weaving. It was untested, dangerous. But David squeezed Elira's hand and said, "We'll risk it." Trial. The procedure left Elira weak. She lay in the sterile room, her silver skin dulled, her breath shallow. David never left her side, his rough hand brushing her forehead, whispering encouragement. Days turned into weeks of waiting, each one heavy with dread. Elira's body had never known the rhythm of human cycles. No one could say what signs to expect. And then one morning she woke with a strange warmth in her belly, a pulse faint but alive. She sat up, pressing a hand to her stomach. "David," she whispered. He stirred awake beside her, eyes bleary, then sharpened as he saw her trembling smile. "What is it?" I feel it," she said, tears welling in her eyes. "Something is alive inside me." David's laugh broke into a sob as he wrapped his arms around her. For the first time in her life, Elira dared to believe. The struggle, the months that followed were not easy. Her body resisted at times, spasms of pain twisting through her as if ancient instincts sought to reject the child. More than once, doctors warned them she might lose the pregnancy. But David refused despair. He built devices to monitor her vitals, learned every medicinal herb that could soothe her, even rewired an incubator to assist her breathing when her lungs struggled. Each night he lay beside her, his hand resting over her growing stomach, whispering stories to the life within. "Your mother is the bravest woman in the galaxy," he would say. "And I'll make sure you know it." Elira clung to his words. Through the pain, through the fear, his faith carried her. The miracle. At last, under the soft glow of the medbay lights, Elira's cry broke the air as she brought new life into the world. The baby's first wail echoed, raw and beautiful, and the doctors gasped, half in disbelief, half in wonder. The child bore a shimmer to her skin, faintly silver like Elira's, yet her hair curled dark like David's. Child of two worlds. A child no one believed could exist. Elira wept as the infant was placed into her arms. "She's real," she whispered, voice breaking. "David, she's real." David, tears streaking his face, pressed a kiss to Elira's temple. "I told you," he murmured, his voice shaking with joy. "I told you we'd find a way." The ending. Word of their miracle spread swiftly across the colonies. For the Ilari, long burdened by despair, the child was proof that their future was not lost. For the humans, it was a symbol of unity, of love bridging the unbridgeable. But for Elira, as she cradled her daughter close, none of that mattered. All she cared about was the tiny heartbeat against her chest, the warmth of her child's skin, and the steady presence of the man who had believed when she could not. "They said I could never be a mother," Elira whispered as she watched David rock their baby gently. "And they were wrong," he replied with a smile that carried the weight of every trial they had faced. In that moment, beneath the dome of stars, Elira knew her life had been remade. Not by science alone, not by chance, but by love fierce enough to change destiny.